Well, good morning, everybody. Just spent the night at it's called the Hickson Petroglyphs campsite. It's on Highway 50. Nice night. Got down to about, I'd say about 58, 60 degrees, something like that. Perfect night for sleeping outside. Had my tent. And then I was curious how long it was going to take me to break camp and get all loaded up. It was right on the dot, 1 hour. So, can't complain about that. And I'm sure I'll get faster at it. Mostly trying to keep the Jeep organized. The only way everything will fit in is, well, a certain way. So I can't just toss everything in there like if I'd had a Bronco or a pickup. The Jeep's got limited room, so you got to use it to the best of your abilities. So anyway, everything's packed up. Took about an hour. Haven't had breakfast yet. Plan on getting that in. Ely. And then heading on over to Great Basin National Park. Okay, back on the road again. Beautiful morning. I think I'm about 100 miles from Ely. So we'll see. But I just thought I'd record for a minute, show you what a pretty morning it is. Okay, finally rolling into Ely. Gotta get some gas and grab a little lunch, and then be back on the road heading to the national park. I think there's a steam train in town here somewhere. There's always a big sign for it. A lot of times I've stayed at this Hotel Nevada there. It's the one with the flag on the roof. I think it's built in the 20s, something like that. And right across you could see the sign for the train. Hotel Nevada. A nice sunny Sunday morning here. Not a lot of people out on the street doing anything. A lot of bars. A lot of really cool signs in this town. I'm gonna go to this sporting goods store and see if they got anything cool in there quick. They're even open today, who knows? Don't look too open. There's a bike outside. Alright, well, I went into this sporting goods store in Ely, Nevada. And I went to Shields and got out unscathed without buying anything. Mostly because they didn't have a lantern like I wanted. So they did have them here. So now I've got this Coleman 800 lumens dual fuel lantern, and it runs on gasoline. So I can just get a little gasoline and put it in there, and then when I get back to where I'm parking the Jeep long term, just pour all the gasoline back in the tank. So that's what I'm thinking of now. Anyway, here in Ely, heading over to the park. Talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, if you can see those mountains ahead of us, that is the Great Basin National Park. At least I think it is. It looks like a road that goes up over them. I've been here before in my Audi, and you kind of go way around the end of this mountain range and then back around the other side. But looks like there's a road over the top of it that I think I'm going to try. Maybe I can drop into the park that way. We'll try it out. I'm just rolling into the town of Baker. We're going to go down to the Lehman Caves. Yeah, this is the Great Basin Visitors Center. And then the other one's the caves. Maybe we'll just stop in here quick and see if they have any stickers. Now this isn't the main entrance to the park.
In 400 feet, make a U-turn.
Let's go check it out.
So they're very vital to the forest ecology, but not if they're costing changes, I don't think, but very Right.
There were those that would rather let the houses burn so we could take the
You can't tame nature. Yeah, I don't know. Right.
Those people can't leave the house.
It's a
Okay, well, I just got out of the first visitor center, and it didn't have a whole heck of a lot in there, honestly. They didn't have a lot of cool stickers like I wanted. A lot of the stickers these parks seem to have are for some kind of picture book or something. And they're pretty intricate, but they're not like stand out what I want. So the girl in there said that I can go to the other visitor center, which has the rifle. I don't know if I've mentioned the rifle before. They found this 1873 Winchester rifle leaning up against a bush, and they don't know much else about it. It was just leaning there, and they found it. This was probably 2013 or 16, I don't know. It was pretty recent. So they found it, and they took it in, and they found one cartridge inside of it, inside the butt of the rifle. And the rifle was made in 1882, I think, or somewhere after 1882. But the cartridge was as early as, I think, 1888 it could have been, just by the markings on it. Now that doesn't mean that it's been there that long. It could have been leaning up against the tree for 10 years and somebody just had an old rifle and cartridges that they've had forever in it. But it's a pretty cool story that it's sitting out there for so long, and we'll get a picture of it in just a minute. So also at this park is Lehman Caves, and I guess you got to make a reservation to get online to get a spot, a tour spot. They have a 60-minute tour and a 90-minute tour. So I hope to be able to do that. We'll check it out. I'd really like to go through the caves. We'll at least get to see the rifle. And if I don't get to do the caves, well, there's this road that goes up, I think, to the, just about to the summit of one of these mountains. Maybe we could drive that road up there and check things out. Get a couple pictures. Here comes a Jeep. You think they'll wave? Yeah, they waved before I did. Awesome. It sure is a long hill to get into the place. Really pretty though. Kind of a nice day out. I think it's about 80 degrees out or something. Not bad at all. Yeah, there's a scenic loop coming up here. And we could take that and go to the top of the mountain. I don't know if all the way to the top, but get to go up pretty far. Or we could take the cave tour. So we'll see what's available. The sign says Great Basin. Oh, here's a lovely cattle guard. Yeah, Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive. We'll do that for sure. Okay, here we're rolling up to the next visitor center. The Lehman Caves Visitor Center here. We'll see what they got to say. A lot of people here today. Last time I came up was the winter time and there wasn't hardly anybody here. We'll park by this Land Cruiser. Yeah, great. I'm just glad you guys had a spot.
Well, you know, we're kind of a lull right now.
Okay.
Last week or two, we have not been selling out every single cave tour.
Okay.
You guys can have a seat here. This door for the person behind you. Okay, it's kind of heavy. Come on down. Okay, that's how they came down with their candles. They came right down this little hill right here. This photograph shows you that staircase when it was in a little bit better repair. Still had some handrails, that kind of thing, okay? So check that out. And then we're gonna head into a nice big room down here. So you guys can feel free to kind of fill in any of this space over here. With such a small group, we really have lots of space to move around. So feel free to kind of come on over this side if you want, or just spread yourselves out in this area. Lots of space for us today. So the first thing I want to do is give you guys a little taste of what those old-fashioned tours might have been like. And so I'm going to ask anybody who's got any kind of artificial light to turn it off. Camera screen, phone screen, headlamp, flashlight. Around in this lower space down here if you want to take some pictures. But we're going to do a little bit of a geology vocabulary lesson in here, okay? So first things first, we've got a big hole in the ground. And the reason for the hole in the ground is from some very deep groundwater that started rising up, about 5 or 10 million years ago, getting a lot closer to the surface of the earth. And that water was a little bit warm and it was a little bit acidic. And both of those things meant that it was very good at dissolving limestone, which is the type of rock that's surrounding you with your handrail to help not hit your head right here. And then if you're tall, you want to stay low until you get past me and my light. So you don't stand up into this thing, which is kind of mean. You guys just want to kind of fill in the backside of the circle over there. We got, again, with this small of a crew, we got lots of space. To go in the next direction that it might want to go. So this is from two properties of water that are pretty important and pretty unique on the planet. One called capillary action and one called surface tension. Okay. So those are two.
Well, I got out of the cave tour and almost forgot all about the rifle. But here it is. It's just leaning up against a tree. 1873 Winchester and 4440. It says Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Yeah, you guys know that. UMC 44 Winchester center fire. Between 1887 and 1911 was the year for the cartridge they found in it. I want one so bad. Pretty awesome. Here's some pictures of when they first found it.
So, if camera use is allowed during your tour,
here's an x-ray that they took with that cartridge in it.
The ranger asked that no photos be taken. Please comply.
I'm going to try to find a picture of it up against the tree. Here we go. It kind of, that's the tree it was leaning against. So cool. Let's get back out on the road. I don't know where I'm going to stay tonight. I haven't decided yet. But guess I better start thinking about it. Okay, see you guys out there. Now we're just turning on to the Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive. Got some bird watchers out here taking a picture of a tree or something. And up we go. Up here on this scenic drive, yeah, we're about, I think, about 5,000 feet right now above the floor of the basin down there. Just kind of chugging up this hill. It's really pretty. It's about 2:10 in the afternoon right now. Looks like we're coming up on some deer out in the road. I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not. They were kind of just leaving the road. Oh, they disappeared. Oh, we just crossed the 9,000 feet level. This is really something else. Overlook ahead. Let's stop there and check it out. We're up there. I don't know how tall that mountain is, but it is tall. It's a steep drive too. I've just been chugging up this hill. Jeep's staying nice and cool with 2 fans. Mother Overlook. I don't know. Let's just keep climbing. Looks like somebody took a axe and split that mountain right in half. It splits at the top. Okay, just coming up through 10,000 feet elevation. This lady on the bike just passed me when I stopped. Oh, look at that out there. This is gorgeous. Way up above the timberline there, there's still snow. Glacial snow down at the base of those rocks. That is too cool. Summit Trailhead. Well, I guess I'll keep going. The gate's open. Look at that. We're up at about 10,000 feet right now, and those peaks are just soaring over me. Okay, we're in the Wheeler campground. It looks like self-service pay station, $15 a night. I don't want to spend $15 a night, so I'm gonna go try to find a place that's a little bit closer to where I'm gonna wind up going tomorrow, which I gotta get back to Phoenix tomorrow. So if I stay here, that means I gotta drive for like 8 hours tomorrow to make it back to Phoenix. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather drive a couple more hours today. It's 2:30 now. I'd like to get into a spot no later than 5:30. So I got 3 hours. I guess I can look on my app and find a place to head for tonight. Okay, so I'm looking for a place to stay for tonight, and I got off Highway 50. I saw an iOverlander, which is the app I use for finding camping spots. This place called Between Two Boulders. So said to take the Paynter Springs, that's what it's called, Paynter Springs from Highway 50. So that's where I'm going, and we'll see if we can find this spot called Between Two Boulders. But look at this mountain I'm driving at. That is absolutely amazing. Looks like something you'd see on Mars. Anyway, wish me luck. out my camping spot here. I just took some still shots. I didn't really have time to take any video, at least I didn't think to. But absolutely gorgeous spot. Took me forever to find it. It was way back in there, and it's definitely the most desolate spot I've ever camped at. There was nobody else around. This mountain behind me was just huge, really far up there. Nobody else in this entire valley the whole time I was there. Beautiful. Well, good morning. It's Monday. Just leaving this valley in Utah, and boy, it was a windy night last night in that tent. The tent was just blowing back and forth the whole time. It was tough to sleep. I did get to sleep though. Everything calmed down at about midnight. So it was windy though. Had to listen to that all night, or most of it. So I got up this morning and at about 7 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now. I've got the whole camp put away and I'm back on the road. So I think I got about 8.5 hours to get to Phoenix. So that'll be fun. We'll see if I see anything cool that I think is worth stopping at. But anyway, here we go. Oh, and I think this is a 1940 Ford. It's just out here. Anyway, if it's not, sorry.